We good, Gerald? All right, we're going to call this back to order. Our presenter is here from Fine Food Bank, and I'll let you introduce yourself. We're going to turn that mic around. It'll flip around and then press the button in front of you at the bottom there. It should turn red and you're all set.
All right.
All yours.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lorena Maruquin. I am the Vice President of Community Impact for Fine Food Bank, and I'm here today to present on the City Impact Report for Desert Hot Springs. I wanted to provide a few statistics of what we do and background of Fine Food Bank. So we're the largest hunger relief organization that serves southern San Bernardino County and Riverside County. We're located in Indio, and we distribute about 20 million pounds of food through our distribution network. How that impacts Desert Hot Springs is about 1.5 million pounds of food come into the community to help neighbors in need. We partner with about 6 agencies, and we have our own direct distribution site. So of those agencies, our bigger sites that serve anywhere from 300 to 400 families on a weekly basis are St. Margaret's and Food Now right here down the street. We also have a direct distribution that has currently spiked 30% in service over the past couple months, and we hold that distribution once a month at Cabot Yerxa. Through that distribution, we distribute a little over 100,000 pounds annually, and we serve anywhere from about 400 to 600 households at that site. Through our partner network, we are able, through partner networks, we're able to provide CalFresh assistance. So we're able to help residents in need apply for benefits, which currently, as you may all be aware, those benefits might be paused for the month of November, which we anticipate will also cause an increase in our lines and our service here into the city. That is the impact report for Desert Hot Springs. Through our agency network, we're able to serve about 86,000 people annually, and that's a duplicated service number, but all of those are residents of Desert Hot Springs. Do you have any questions for me?
Great information. We appreciate everything you do for our community. We know that you help Food Now here in our community, and you guys do a fantastic job with what you do for the whole Coachella Valley. I'll open up to questions. Nothing on this side? How about this side? You really gave a lot of information, and they were satisfied with that.
A lot of numbers.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming in and giving us that. And anything else you'd like to add?
Other than just working with local retail agency or centers here in your service area, we also partner with local retail stores to rescue food. So also the agencies I mentioned will recover food. Now with SB 1383, we're also recovering food from restaurants to be able to support families with hot meals. So that's a recent program that we have implemented.
Awesome. Yes, we do have a question.
Yes. Love the information, and if I heard correctly, that was 1.5 million pounds per year for Desert Hot Springs?
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible. I wrote all these notes as you were talking. So the question is I know you feed people, but do you guys do anything for animals?
We do. We partner with specific organizations when we get an influx of pet foods. We typically, it's very few and far in between when we get those types of donations, but eventually, here and then we'll get a truckload, which is anywhere from like 20 to 24 pallets, and then we reach out to Animal Samaritans or any other agencies in our area that primarily serve pets.
Do you reach out to Desert Hot Springs Animal Shelter?
I think we have worked with them in the past, but I don't know for certain that we have their information. So if you do have a contact information,
sure
we can
we do.
provide. Okay.
Yes.
We can definitely assist.
We can always use that kind of help with the 2 facilities we have.
Yes, we can
and
help.
It's nice to know that you also have that possibility, depending on if you have the items brought to you.
Of course.
Good too.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Of course.
Anyone else? Good? Thank you so
All right,
much for
thank
taking
you
the
for
time
your
tonight. All right, well, we're going to recess till 6 o'clock. It's the longest minute ever. Denise, you ready to call the meeting order? You'll do fine.
Would we be in violation of the Brown Act if we adjourned, if we called it a minute early?
Yes.
Jennifer would.
Yes, she wouldn't allow me. Gotta turn. There it goes. It finally turned. All right. Welcome. We're going to get started. Gerald, you ready? All right. I'm going to call to order the City of Desert Hot Springs regular meeting of the City Council, and the City Council serving as a successor agency to the former Redevelopment Agency Board for Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. This is our 6 p.m. regular session. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Pitts,
Present.
Councilmember Pai,
Present.
Councilmember Voss,
Present?
Mayor Pro Tem Gardner,
Present.
and Mayor Mattis.
Present. Ms. Pye, do you have invocation tonight? Mr. Voss has the invocation tonight.
Yes, sir. All right. It may begin. All right, I'll begin the invocation. Dear Heavenly Father, first we want to thank you for this day that you bring us together to both serve you and the people of our city. Thank you, Lord, for providing the foundation for us to build upon, and grow from, and learn from, and making smart, impactful decisions for our community. Thank you, Lord, for letting us, the council, the staff, and leadership, to serve you in carrying out your will and the goals for our community. We ask for a shield of protection over our city, keep us safe, open doors for prosperity, and for us to be unified as one community together in your name. Amen.
Ms. Pye, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Say it with enthusiasm. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time, before we approve the agenda, would anybody like to pull any items from the consent calendar? I hear none. Items 4, 5, 6, and 7 are on our consent calendar. Is anybody in the audience like to speak on those items? All right, this time I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar, and thank you. It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem Gardner. Is there a second? There's a second by Mr. Voss. As soon as it comes up on the screen, please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Next, we're going to move into public comments. There's some blue cards in the back if you're here to make public comments on items not on the agenda. At this time, pursuant to the Brown Act, any person may comment on matters of general interest within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council not listed on the agenda. Under the Brown Act, the City Council shall not take action on or discuss matters raised during the public comment portion of the agenda that are not listed on the agenda. All comments are be directed to the City Council and shall be devoid of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during public comments. Our first comment is Mr. Eddie Johnson and his sidekick. What's your sidekick's name, Eddie? Bella.
She's my service dog now. Still got a lot of training to do. She knows more than I do. And she watches football. Like she did that the other night. She started watching football, couldn't see the game. Anyway, my name is Eddie Johnson. Everybody knows me here. But she may whine if she does. I'm sorry about that. The other dog's in there, and she's still got to learn things. I do. I'd like to say hello to... Stop it. You're not speaking now. She'll speak another day. Anyway, I'd like to say hello to the City Council, city officials here, all the workers and residents in Desert Hot Springs. I've been here for a while. Just lose the hair. Anyway, I do a special event. Stop it. You will talk a different day. Okay. Anyway, I do a special free coffee hour at Desert Hot Springs Senior Center for any veterans that are 50-plus years old. We come in, we talk for 2 hours, anything and everything. We don't have to worry about a doctor telling us we can't. We have a good time, and we're getting new people all the time. I gave Joe here some flyers, and if you get one, you're more than welcome. Yes, please come and see what we're doing and be a part of us while we talk. And have free coffee. We'll just lie about your age. And by the way, Chief of Police, I dropped up a canister of cookies for you guys, hoping because you guys are making this town a lot safer. I heard there's no homicides in Desert Hot Springs this year. Let's keep it that way. Having the service dog, it helps me. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Eddie, for everything you do. I have a card that's been given to me, Matthew. Is there a Matthew? Matthew? Oh, there he is.
First, I'd like to give honor to God, the Most High, above all, has no end, no beginning. So I'm here today to talk about the homeless issue because you guys spend a lot of money, millions of dollars, for the homeless shelter. And now they have nowhere else to go, and you're sending them off to a different city. Now, I just sat down and I heard you guys say a prayer. And I was wondering, do you guys ever read this Bible? Because it says, give shelter to the homeless and give shelter to the widows. And there's a problem with that because you guys are not doing that. So I call that two-faced. I call that liar. I call that a thief. And homeless people are dying. Say, for example, say if a homeless person just needs a shelter, they're on drugs, they just need a bite to eat, and you are their last hope. You've taken that away. I think that is wrong, and I think that is corrupt. And anyone in here that really believes in the God that I serve, my Father, sorry. Why don't you get off your altar, get on your knees right now and show him who you serve? Because one thing I know, that there is a hell, there is a heaven. This is not a joke. This is a real thing. And you can smirk all you want because you will see your maker.
Matthew,
What?
you're going to have to tone it down.
I will calm down.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. So I give you this ultimatum. I beg you, because you guys are human beings too. You guys are children of God. He made you. And you guys have a choice on which side that you will serve. Not yourself, not the people. You serve God. Someone's put you in that chair. It could be God. It could be the devil himself. I know exactly where these things happen at. I will be bold and courage and have bravery. I will go to the mountain. I will ask for someone to take you off there. So if you guys do not have the courage to just bring back the home so they have a place, decency, you have things for veterans, you have things for the kids, you have all these dreams and brilliant ideas, but you've left out one group of people, the weakest people, and you've taken that from them. So I beg you to stop moving them and kicking them around town because they have nowhere else to go.
Matthew.
What?
You must address the city council.
Okay. So please, I beg you, I will get on my knees. I will clean your city. I will walk the streets. I will do anything you want. Put me in charge. I've been to that place. I pretended like I was homeless. The people, the staff, they were heartless. They had no patience. They had no love. They had no compassion.
Thank you for your comments, Matthew.
Huh?
Thank you for your comments. Your 3 minutes are up. Thank you. Have a good day. Javier Enriquez, you visit us from AQMD.
Good evening,
Welcome.
Mayor Pro Temp, council members, council and staff. My name is Javier Enriquez, Senior Public Affairs Specialist with South Coast Air Quality Management District. On behalf of South Coast AQMD, I have two announcements. The first one is South Coast AQMD is excited to share that more than $470 million is now available through Invest Clean program, which provides four major funding opportunities. First, charging infrastructure program helps offset the cost of installing DC fast chargers for Class 4 through 8 vehicles. Eligible applicants include charging station developers, fleet operators, truck stops, and distribution centers. Second, the truck replacement program is a scrap and replace program to transition Class 8 diesel goods movement trucks, such as heavy haulers, box trucks, dump trucks, and refuse trucks into battery electric alternatives. Third, the battery electric cargo handling equipment program provides funding to replace diesel yard trucks or top handlers with battery electric models. Fleet owners and warehouses and freight facilities are encouraged to apply. Applications must be submitted online by 12 p.m. on November 28, 2025. For full details and instructions on how to apply, please visit the InvestClean webpage at aqmd.gov/InvestClean. The second announcement is South Coast Air Quality Management District will be hosting the upcoming Coachella Valley Dust Summit. This event will take place on November 6, 2025 at 5 p.m. at the UC Riverside Palm Desert Center Auditorium located in Palm Desert, California. The summit will also be available virtually for those who prefer to participate online. The Dust Summit will bring together local leaders, agencies, and community members to discuss regional air quality challenges, lessons learned, and recent dust events, and collaborative efforts to improve health, environmental outcomes across the Coachella Valley. We look forward to seeing the broad participation across the region, both in person and online. I will be providing this information and links to the clerk of the board. Thank you, Mayor, for your time.
Javier, thank you. I hope you didn't drive too far.
Just Dunbar.
That's it. So
Yes,
not too far to go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, thank you for coming out. And I know in the future, if you ever have a longer presentation, we do a presentation period at 5:30. Feel free to reach out to our city clerk, and I can give you 15, 20 minutes if you want to do some more on that. So I appreciate you taking the time to come out tonight. And I know it wasn't an easy drive, but you must have drawn the short straw. Thank you for making those announcements.
Thank you.
I have no other blue cards for items not on the agenda. Would anybody else like to speak to City Council on items not on the agenda tonight? All right, last call. All right, we're going to close public comments this time and go to City Manager's report.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, City Council. Tonight, we just have one update from our Recreation and Community Services Director, Roberta Cernick.
Hi. Good evening, Mayor, City Council. I have a couple of senior center updates. So our thrift store will be open. Our Desert Rose thrift store will be open this Saturday from 9 to 2. So this is something that we started. We're going to try. We're opening the store once a month on a Saturday and see how it goes. And then this past Saturday, our senior center held their annual expo. It was a super successful event. We had over 200 attendees. We had 23 vendors. We had free flu shots, respiratory and health screenings. We actually had our farmers market on the same day. And I wanted to acknowledge that Amazon has been such a great community partner, and they came out and volunteered. They sent us 30 volunteers from Amazon, so that was a huge help. And we were the first center in the Valley to hold our expo on a Saturday because we heard some feedback from our residents saying that some of the seniors still work, which made it difficult for them to come during the week. So we'll probably change it and make it a Saturday moving forward. And Eisenhower and Desert Regional were actually vendors, and this was the first time that they participated in our expo. And then finally, Desert Nights on the Boulevard officially kicks off this Saturday, October 25th from 6 to 9 between Cactus and West. It is the open area that actually has grass in it, so you can't miss it. So come and enjoy an evening featuring Nightmare on 80s live on stage. We'll have candy, a costume contest, face painting, a beer garden, and a great mix of food and vendor booths. So this marks the start of a twice monthly event series designed to bring energy and excitement to our downtown, creating a vibrant gathering place for our residents and visitors. So don't forget to bring your blankets and chairs and enjoy the first ever Desert Nights on the Boulevard.
Exciting.
Thank you.
Exciting.
And I apologize, I actually do not have just one update tonight. We have our Deputy City Manager, Christina Newsome, who has another update related to animal control.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Since our last City Council meeting, Animal Care and Control has successfully facilitated 4 adoptions and sent 6 dogs to rescue organizations. As a reminder, we are celebrating Pit Bull Awareness Month in October, where each week we highlight a pit bull as our pet of the week every week. We invite everyone to join us for our Pity Party adoption event this Saturday at Wardman Dog Park from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And today we have a special guest in the audience, Della. Looks like a cow, but is an 8-month-old female pit bull. She loves outings and is a sweet, playful girl who is looking for a best friend and a forever home. If you're interested in adopting her, please contact City Hall to fill out an adoption application or meet her at the Pity Party this Saturday. Thank you.
Gary? Does Luna need a friend? No?
Luna may need a friend, but Daddy doesn't.
I just got a cat, so I can't have a dog right now.
But she's adorable.
I'm trying. Oh.
That's not a door out, honey.
This side over here.
Yeah, that one
It's
locks
a
you in.
one-way.
All right, well, let's get her adopted.
What else?
Thank you, Danielle. That concludes our updates for tonight. Thank you.
We're going to move to mayor and council member comments. I'll start with Mr. Pitts.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council members. This will be a very quick update tonight. This is my City Council update for August 21st, 2025. On October 8th, I, along with my fellow council member colleagues and some members from the City Manager's Office, attended the annual League of California Cities Educational Summit and Conference. Education and advocacy are essential for being an effective policymaker and public servant for our DHS residents. It was an honor to participate in this year's League event, which provided important legislative updates affecting not only the state, but also local communities. The breakout sessions and diverse topics equipped me with valuable knowledge and tools to serve you better. And thank you, Mr. Mayor. That completes my update.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be quick too. Along with Mr. Pitts and everybody else, we attended the League of California Cities Conference in Long Beach. Networked with a lot of other city representatives and some great breakout sessions. We had a board meeting for the Coachella Valley Mosquito Vector Control Board. All that rain that we had in October and late September has brought out mosquitoes, and I'm sure you've all felt that. Staff is busy treating areas with heavy infestations. The technicians that cover Desert Hot Springs have had some here, and they've been treated, and proactive steps like treating our storm drains and our drainage catch basins. So folks, please remember to do your part to remove any standing water in your yard and things like the kids' toys or underneath potted plants and stuff. Only a tiny bit of water is enough for a few hundred mosquitoes. And if you have an infestation in or near you, you can request a treatment from the Mosquito Vector Control Board. Schedule that on their webpage, which is cvmosquito.org, cvmosquito.org. And lastly, along with the mayor and Ms. Pye, we walked the DHS High School Homecoming Parade, their very first one. It was short, sweet, but hopefully it'll build over time. And that's all I've got.
Ms. Pye.
Okay, I attended on October 8th the Palm Springs Unified School District breakfast, and the storyline, it was all about the district and how it started and etc. And all of it was presented by the students. Also attended the California Cities Annual Conference, and you said it best, Mr. Pitts, and I'll leave that alone. Only one thing is you go to these things and you're to learn a lot of policy and etc. But some of it, there was one that I and the city manager went to, you find out that you're doing the right thing. And that was good. Also, do the right thing. Haley Thomas, Desert Springs Middle School was the winner for this year. And the testimony that they read for her was, Haley is a wonderful and brilliant young lady. She is full of energy, always has a smile on her face, and greets everyone with such joy and life. Recently, she transferred to Desert Springs Middle School, and although it has been an adjustment, she continues to do her best to stay on task and build new friendships. Haley has the determination and drive to accomplish anything she sets her mind to. And I am confident, not me, but the person that nominated her, confident she will discover her path and achieve great things for herself. I nominate Haley because she is resilient and has the strength to overcome difficult times. And in and out of school, and despite those challenges, she continues to approach each day with a positive attitude and a zeal for life. And I happened to sit in front of her mother, and found out she'd only been here for a very short time, but she loves Desert Hot Springs, and that is good. Then there was another one, this one, the police chief did come, but he didn't come up and join us. And so I politely told him about himself, and he's not going to do that again. I think it's good to show that the youth, that he is supporting the youth and shouldn't be sitting aside. And there was another one, Regional Access Project. Okay, there was another one, Regional Access Project, which gives grants to people, gave to Carrie, who is the CEO, $10,000. Generally, it's Palm Springs Unified School District and Desert Sands. But because of the money that we gave her, she goes all across the Coachella Valley, even as far as Blythe. And so that is what the Regional Access Project did for her. And what she's doing right now is she's highlighting all of the sponsors. And so it was 4 of us that came up with Regional Access Project. And that concludes my report.
Mr. Voss.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. So I too attended the California League of Cities annual conference in Long Beach. It was kind of nice to be back in my hometown. Was able to give a little bit of a tour on our way walking from the hotel to where the facility was to Councilman Pitts and a couple other council members from other cities as we were going through, and we took the scenic route around and told them what was there 40 years ago versus what is there today. It was kind of nice to see progress of redevelopment and the things they've done there. But the conference itself is always very, I always like attending these things. I think they're very helpful for us, not only in the networking, but ideas and things. And as you had mentioned, things that we're doing right, and that, and then people coming to us and asking, how are you guys doing this? Or I heard you're doing this. So that was really nice. Also on October 11th at the Cathedral City Amphitheater, they had the Battle of the Desert. It was a boxing event, and attended that. And that had a number of, had police and corrections and youth and EMS and fire and other different people, in a boxing fundraising type of thing that was there. And so attended that. I really liked the amphitheater there. It was a really nice amphitheater they have. But what I did like too is, and I don't know his last name, but Jonathan from Palm Springs Police, he knocked his guy out. And the reason I mention his name is because he's a Desert Hot Springs resident, and he lives in Skyborne. And he works out at 5 Star Gym. And when people would say he's from, Palm Springs Police, I said, yes, but he lives in Desert Hot Springs. So our guy knocked him out. He knocked out a guy from Santa Ana, by the way. That tells you what we're like, right? Okay, so on that then, the next day, on the 14th, I attended what is a new Veterans Coalition group that's beginning called the Coachella Valley Veterans Coalition. And we had county and state and representatives from our congressional representatives and our Assembly and Senate there, including a bunch of the nonprofits attend there as well. And really, in a nutshell, what the purpose of this is to create kind of a one-stop shop hub of all the services. So if you're a veteran and you're in need of a service, that you can plug into this, and you know that anybody that's on there, any nonprofit or any governing agency that's on there, they have been vetted. And so they're good. They're not like a lot of them that you hear send us money and you don't even know where it's going. This is one where it's actually vetted and it's true and it's got solid people behind it. So I'm looking forward to where that eventually works itself out to be. But it was definitely something that I think is be very helpful. Then on the 15th, attended the Airport Commission meeting, which I'm on the Airport Commission in Palm Springs, representing our city. What was really nice is some of the progress that they're doing over there as far as customer experience and expansions and what have you. But also, we've heard a lot of things about flights, and we feel the impact of Canadian flights and what have you. And yes, we've been impacted, I would say mildly. I don't think it's very high from the numbers that are there. But what's happened is what's really been unique is that the number of people from other states in the United States are flying into Palm Springs. Those numbers have increased and actually have compensated for the Canadian flights that we have lost. We've gained the increase and then some, just because we're getting people from other states that are saying, hey, I want to come to Palm Springs and come out to the Coachella Valley and these things. So that was a nice thing to see. And when we're dealing with the numbers. So far, the numbers are also in the next coming months, when they gave the report, are equal at what our what a lot of our numbers were last year prior, through 2024 and what have you. Some of them are already booked and already increased with that. So it looks like our airport will have a productive year so far to date. And if so, economic development-wise, that's helpful for our hotels and shops, et cetera, and the like that we have. And then on the 18th, the Cabot had a Day of the Dead theme kind of celebration thing. And so I stopped over there and did a tour of the place and spoke to some of the folks there. And so I got to see the kids' stuff and then the other things they had out and some of the art and everything like that. And that was pretty cool to see too. And that's it.
Thank you. And my report will be really short. I didn't have a lot of meetings over the last 2 weeks, and because of the Cal Cities Conference, Riverside County Transportation canceled their meeting. I did attend the Desert Hot Springs High School first annual homecoming parade, and that was wonderful. And thank you for staff for helping put that together with the high school. And they started at Cactus and went to the high school, and there was all the groups from the different schools that were there, and so it was really a fun event to see this happen. When Principal Tinoco came to be the principal 3 years ago at the high school, one of the first things he said is that we've got to have a homecoming parade, and we've got to mirror what Palm Springs and Cathedral City is doing and really pump that up. So we finally were able to put it together, and it was a good event. And then congratulations to the Desert Hot Springs girls volleyball team. I'm a little biased because my daughter plays on it, but they won their first league title, and they won their first playoff game tonight at home, 3-0. And so they'll move on to the next level. So congratulations to them. That's all I have. We're going to move into our public hearings, and our first public hearing is Little League fees, and that's going to be given by Denise Abro. Are you ready?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. And also, thank you to Matt. He's on our advisory board. He's out in the audience tonight. So thank you to him for coming as well. In 2022, the City of Desert Hot Springs assumed oversight and management of the local Little League program under its recreation programming to continue community service and engagement to the youth in the area. During this time, we had a community sponsor that covered all of our registration costs and additional equipment, uniform, just all the operating costs. In 2023, however, the community sponsor was unable to continue with that commitment, and registration was set at $25 per player for the 23 season and $75 for the 24 season to acclimate the community back into a fee-based program that aligned with previous registration amounts. In February of 2025, a fee study was conducted that set 100% cost recovery at the level that is well above what is affordable for the participants of the program. As such, City Council adopted the following subsidized fees for the 25 Little League season. $75 early registration per player for the first month of registration, $95 regular price registration, and then a $125 late registration fee. Since taking on the Little League, the staff has worked closely with an advisory board comprised of parents, guardians, and community members in the management of the program. After meeting on September 28th, 25 to review the end of the season financials, the advisory board voted unanimously to adjust the previous subsidized registration fees by $10 per player to offset the rising cost of expense of equipment. This adjustment still results in a subsidized fee structure far below the full cost recovery level of the fee for the program, and a Nexus study was conducted in February of 2025. The new proposed rates for the 26 season are as follows: $85 early registration for the first 4 weeks, $105 regular season registration price, $135 late registration effective January 19th of 2026. The estimated revenue increase, if all numbers match previous registration numbers, is $1,420. This initiative supports the following goals of the city's strategic plan. Goal number 8, community services, engagement, and quality of life. This concludes my report, and I'm ready for any kind of questions.
No, I got all kinds of questions. I'm joking. A fantastic job. I just want to reiterate that this is, we had a program. It was possibly going to go away. The city was able to step in at one point, get community involvement, but those dollars went away. So the city's continued to keep the program up and running. Denise has been a real solid person at the helm there, keeping this rolling. But these fees and most of the recommendations are done by public members of our community that volunteer their time at Little League, and I want to thank each and every one of them for all the time that they put into this. Denise is a one-man show for the most part, and she is trying to keep it all together with what resources we have here in the community. Whenever we do a Nexus study, it's to see what cost recovery is, but it doesn't mean that we have to cost recovery everything, but we try to recover what we can. Any other specific questions for Denise? Yeah.
Good job. I'm really proud of our city for stepping up and taking over Little League when it was about to go under. And I really honestly believe it's a great program for our kids here. But, and we have kept the fees low and the city is subsidizing them. Do we have any kind of a program or a plan for kids that can't even make the $85?
So we do have community sponsors that help cover those expenses there, and we also offer a payment plan that's available to everybody who participates, and that plan is totally customizable. So if the parent can only afford X amount of dollars, that's what we work out for them.
So even if that $85 and you're listening and it scares you a little bit, call you and we'll see what we
will
can
make
work
it
out.
happen.
All right, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other specific questions before we open up for public comment? Oh, I wanted to also, this is comparably to AYSO and Junior All-American Football, this is still the lowest of the 3 programs. So, we don't want to undermine the other youth programs in the community, and we want to get closer to what the 100% is on the shared cost, but this is still one of the lowest youth programs in the community, correct?
Correct. AYSO's current registration is $125 for the player plus their AYSO fee of $25. So it brings it to $150 total. For football this past season, it was $300 for football players and $350 for cheer. Each of those programs only offer the kids, football does 8 games, soccer does 10.
How many baseball games do you get?
I try to schedule everybody 2 games per week for 9 weeks, so at least 18 games, but it's also weather dependent, so sometimes, unfortunately, the wind says otherwise.
But keeping these costs low helps the other kids play other programs also. So this is good for everybody. I'm going to open the public hearing at this time, and we're going to take public testimony in favor, opposed, or a neutral position. Just state your position if you want to speak to the council. You can come up now and just state your name if you want to speak. Second call.
I've done this before, but I want to say thank you, and thank you to the council and everybody
Introduce
here.
yourself.
I'm Matt Rittenhouse. I'm on the advisory for the league, and I just wanted to say thank you and good job.
Matt, why are you on the advisory board? How many kids
I do
you
have a son that's in baseball, and he's almost 13 now, and yeah. It's been great. It's been
how we
great.
all get sucked in.
Yeah,
Our
and
kids,
it's been a great program. I'm on the football, we do the baseball, but I joined baseball last year for my son, and we love it. So thank you.
Thank you for your service. Anyone else like to make any comments in favor, opposed, or neutral position? All right, we're going to close public comments, and we'll take any closing comments, or we'll close the public hearing. We'll take any closing comments or questions or motion.
I'll make a motion then that we adopt the fee report and start bringing in the next generation of Dodgers. So, you know, I mean, my heart was broken last night.
I'm going to give it to you, the poor Mariners. I get it. There's a motion by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Councilmember Voss. No other comments. Please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
And Mr. Mayor, just for a matter of fact, just knowing that my vote was intended to be yes, because we know they're future Dodgers.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. You're on my good side today. Awesome. Item number 2 in a public hearing is the urgency interim ordinance adopting a moratorium on the issuance of any license, permit, and entitlement that is in use other than the ones listed in this ordinance for any business located in the commercial business district C-BP zoning district along Highway 62 between North Indian Canyon and Interstate 10. Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members. This item is an urgency ordinance to place a moratorium on certain land uses within the commercial business park, also known as CBP, of the zoning district along Highway 62 between North Indian Canyon and Interstate 10. This is a map showing the zoning location. It is north of Pearson Boulevard and on both the east and west side of Highway 62. When the City Council developed the strategic plan for 2025 to 2027, it envisioned the development of a tourism gateway at the entrance of Pearson Boulevard and Highway 62. Area focus number 1, freeway corridor of the strategic plan, has the goal to take urgent and intentional steps with the action of intense and focused efforts to attract retail, commercial development along the Highway 62 corridor. The commercial business park zoning designation permits certain use, especially industrial type uses, that are inconsistent with developing a tourism gateway into the city. These uses include light manufacturing, outdoor storage, large vehicle construction, heavy equipment sales, personal and RV storage. So this moratorium provides the city time to examine the uses it deems appropriate for the Highway 62 corridor to achieve the vision of the strategic plan. The proposed ordinance has an initial term of 45 days unless extended by a 4/5 vote of the City Council. The proposed ordinance can be extended by the City Council for a period of time up to 22 months and 15 days for a total of 2 years. And so our recommendation is to adopt an urgency interim ordinance of the City Council adopting a moratorium on the issuance of any license, permit, or entitlement that is a use other than the ones listed in this ordinance for any business located in the commercial business park zoning district along Highway 62 between North Indian Canyon and Interstate 10. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. With that, is there any questions specific to staff before I open the public hearing? I see none. I will open the public hearing at this time. I will take any testimony in favor, opposed, or neutral position. If you'd like to come speak, just state your name and your position. Second call. Final call. I see no one rising to come to the podium. I'm going to close the public hearing at this time. I'll open it up for discussion and/or adoption of the urgency interim ordinance.
Well, I'll make a motion that we adopt the urgency interim ordinance or moratorium on the issuance of license permits or entitlements for the commercial business park zoning along Highway 62.
There's a motion, a second. Any comments?
One,
Go ahead, Ms. Pye.
Mr. Clark and staff, I want you to thank you for bringing this to our attention because we really need to pay attention to this gateway.
Mr. Voss?
So this is something that I felt has been very important ever since I was on the planning commission. And, you know, we have, as policymakers, it's important that we don't think everything necessarily in today's sense, but we start thinking 5 and 10 years down the line, you know, because what could potentially be built there is something that once it's there, it's there. And having a 1 million square foot building sitting out there is not quite the entryway that we want for our city. And so what I like about this is this enables us to kind of step back and look at this and say, okay, this is what we really look for. We really have to obligate ourselves and begin preserving, you know, commercial and light industrial and, you know, recreational kind of facilities, opportunities and businesses out there, you know, because the number one complaint we hear is, why am I going across the freeway? And what is the entryway? And the warehouse industry and the like is changing, ever changing so much. We have one shot. We got one shot only. And once that building's built, it's done. And, you know, having this here and knowing where we're going to probably go with this, not making any assumptions, but obviously the fact that we're doing this, it allows, I think, the residents to know that we truly care about what they're wanting, not only as a gateway entry point for our city, but also for we are doing what we can to preserve commercial, light industrial business land uses on this side of the freeway, so you don't have to keep going across the freeway to services and the like, you know, that we're looking for those. It may take a little longer, but I like to point out, you know, the city of Menifee did this, and they did this between a little north of Newport and a little south of Scott Road off of 215, and they have that beautiful gateway to their town, but they also have a ton of commercial development along that corridor there that's there. And because they took this kind of initiative while the warehouse wall was coming down and it's hit Paris, it leapfrogged over and it's looking elsewhere. And they said, slow your roll, we're gonna have to do this because this is the kind of stuff we have to preserve for our residents, because we're gonna get another 15,000 people in this town. And we got people that are already leaving and doing, and we just have to be prepared for this. So I'm very happy to see that this was brought forward, and I know that we have other areas in our town that we should probably be considering this as well. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? There was a motion and a second. Mr. Pitts seconded. And wait for it to come up on the screen. Please vote. Technical difficulties, we'll get there in a minute.
Motion passes unanimously. This is an urgency interim ordinance of the City Council of the City of Desert Hot Springs, adopting a moratorium on the issuance of any license, permit, or entitlement that is a use other than the ones listed in this ordinance for any business located in the commercial business park zoning district along Highway 62 between North Indian Canyon Drive and Interstate 10. The ordinance takes effect immediately.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I will now go to administrative calendar. Item number 3, approve professional services agreement for the engineering design of Skyborne Park project, city project number 4021. Mr. Porras.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We're going to set up the presentation currently. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members of Council, this item is regarding Skyborne Park Design Project. I'll give you a brief explanation on what the project is, where it's at, and then what the recommendation would be. The project is located at Karen Street and Promenade. It's actually north of Pearson Boulevard. It is right next to the Skyborne residential development, here shown in red in this exhibit. Here's a little bit closer up. It's 5.28 acres. It actually is a corner of Promenade and Karen. Majority of the site is Promenade. The access points will be through Promenade, but it does have connecting points into the Skyborne residential development. There's also a well site. You can see here there's a cutout area. There is a well site that actually exists there. It is a water well site for Mission Springs Water District. Skyborne Park highlights. Skyborne Park was previously known as Karen Street Park, was approved in 2006 as part of the Skyborne Specific Plan. The development of Skyborne Park was included in the park's master plan in 2024 as objective 1.9 in the plan's recommendations. There was a development agreement for the Skyborne development that included Skyborne Park as a development condition of approval. The developer was required to dedicate and has dedicated the parkland, 5.2 acres, to the city for development of a new community park. The developer was also required to pay $1.2 million towards development of a new community park, which he has done so. This new community park will be open to our residents. It is not a private park, but it will be open to our residents. The original approved conceptual plan was approved as part of the Skyborne Specific Plan. You can see here some amenities on that plan included a baseball diamond, basketball courts, tennis courts. There was some playground equipment and restrooms and a dog park. Here's another conceptual plan from 2006. You can see a little more clear color drawing. This conceptual plan was used as part of our request for proposals for the proposals and consultants to review what was originally approved. This will be changed based on public outreach and our existing site conditions with the well and some of the drainage that has now been developed around the site. The scope of work for the design of the project or overall is to complete the engineering design of a new community park. And the way they're going to do that is by two phases, a conceptual design phase and a final design phase. The conceptual design phase will first complete the utility coordination, field topography and survey, a geotechnical report, and they would have the beginning of the first public outreach would be a online community survey where the communities of Desert Hot Springs can submit a request on what they would like to see in this park. Based on that survey, the existing conditions and some of the original conceptual drawings, the consultants will come up with two concept designs that will then be presented during a in-person community meeting where a most selected conceptual design and public comment will be taken. After the public comments are taken, there would be a final virtual stakeholder meeting for anyone that couldn't attend an in-person meeting where we would take in any final public comments and also present the final conceptual plan. After that plan is selected, then it moves into the design phase where all the grading plan, landscape plans, street improvement plans get completed and the plan check process moves forward. The request for proposals for this project were released on June 10th, 2025. The proposals were received on July 21st. The city received 10 different proposals from different consultants. For professional services, city staff evaluates and scores all proposals. Based on the scoring, city staff then proceeded to interview the top 3 candidates, and from the top 3, scored them again, and this was the final ranking that was scored. The final ranking shows David Evans and Associate as the first ranked, Herman Design Group at the second rank, and Albert A. Webb and Associates as the third rank. The fiscal impact for the Skyborne Park, this contract with David Evans and Associate is not to exceed $392,215.00 with the 10% contingency of $39,221.50, which results in a design budget of $431,436.50. Funding for the design is going to be paid through the Skyborne Development Fund, which again was a designated fund that was paid by the developer. Staff will continue to seek out additional grant funds and bring back a recommendation for any additional construction funding that is needed prior to advertising for construction bids. The Skyborne Park project is part of our strategic plan goal number 7 for community parks, where it will provide maintenance and strategic upgrades to existing parks while pursuing creative ways to expand parks offerings via pocket parks and securing grant funding to plan for and build out the parks in the Parks Master Plan. The recommendation is to authorize the city manager to draft and execute a professional service agreement between the City of Desert Hot Springs and David Evans and Associate for the design of the Skyborne Park project in an amount not to exceed $392,215 with a contingency of 10% of $39,221.50 for any additional work approved by the city, which brings the total design budget of $431,436.50. The entire proposal is actually shown on the staff report. It has all the details of the entire team. We, as a city staff, had a review team of 5 different team members, and we all feel confident in David Evans completing the project. But that concludes my staff report, and they're also online listening to this as well. But I asked them that they did not need to attend, but we'll gladly take any comments or any questions you have.
I'm going to open up for public comment first, and then I'll take questions from staff or council. Does anybody want to make any comments? Yes, sir. Just come up to the podium, state your name, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm Peter Scott Della Torre. I live at 62383 South Starcross Drive in Skyborne. I believe that there is a plot of land just north of the park that was dedicated for Palm Springs Unified to build an elementary school at that site, and that's not going to happen. The CFD was changed to Arts in the Public Places probably about 2 years ago. Is there any way to incorporate that into the park master plan and maybe do a walking path for people and additional parking for this park? Also, we have a lot of concern in our community regarding the baseball diamond that is proposed to be installed there, the lighting illuminating the desert sky and it not being used at all times. So we would rather see, instead of the baseball diamond, possibly a larger park for children, larger playground equipment for children. And then as well as the basketball courts with the lighting up in the air, possible expansion of the park, maybe some exercise locations and a walking track around the park, instead of having these giant stadiums in the sky, polluting the night sky, which we all enjoy at Skyborne. I have 2 other homeowners here that I brought along with me to speak tonight about this project. We are so happy that you guys are taking the helm and moving forward with the park design. It has been something overdue for our community, and we're happy to see it actually occur. So thank you so much. We like the reimagine, if you will, Desert Hot Springs.
Thank you very much. Who's next? Come on up. State your name and it's all yours.
My name is Sean Johnson. I live at 11710 Evening Sky Drive, and have for 17 years. I'm a small local business owner. I've watched Skyborne get built, stagnate, nothing happen, and then start building again. So that the fact that the park's going to go in is exciting. Prior to opening my own business, I worked for Brudvik Electric for 19 years. I was a project manager on this building. I was a project manager on Freedom Park, Veterans Park, Bagdumo Park, Demuth Park, Ruth Hardy Park, for camera. Those 2 last parks for camera installations around the park and at the bathroom entrances. So I want to make sure that the park is secure. I'd also like to be, myself and other homeowners would like to be liaison for the park with the city, if that's possible. So I want to share that. I want to touch on some of the stuff that Peter was saying about the desert skies and the light trespass. With the baseball fields, you're going to put in Musco Sports lighting probably, which are going to be 70 to 80 foot poles. The ones we put in at Indio High School, when I did that, they have an uplight on them now at about, 25, 30 feet up, so they light up the bottom side of the ball, as opposed to just the upper array on top, which is aimed. So that's going to put off quite a bit of lighting. So the baseball diamond, if it could go away and we could add additional things like a splash pad or playgrounds for kids, that would be great. Walking path. maybe some additional pickleball courts. But, security is real big for us. And also, I'd like to ask the chief of police if you guys could start doing more, visits and passes through Skyborne, because we've been having a lot of crime lately, cars broken into, mailboxes broken into, and we'd like to see that stop if possible. But you guys are doing a great job. So thank you so much. And that's all I got.
Thank you for your comments.
You're welcome.
Who's next?
Hello, good evening. My name's Lloyd Purdy. I'm a resident of Skyborne for 17 years. From hearing your report, that's what what our concern was, is that you come in, build a park, and not consult the people who are directly impacted, and that's the Skyborne community. And from hearing what you just said, you're going to do that, and that's really important. Problem comes, of course, as you guys know, everyone shows up with the complaints and no solutions. So I kind of back up what Sean just said about possible liaison to try and cut that or minimize that, so that we present solutions and not problems. But anyways, appreciate it. It's about time. We've been waiting around a long time for this, so we're good to see it. So
Thank you for the
thanks
comments.
again.
Anyone else like to make comments to this? All right, we'll close public comments, and just really quick before I get to council, Danny, you can answer the question just to confirm. There will be, our consultant will be going out to the community and asking for input. I mean, things have changed a lot since 2026. We're building baseball fields in other areas, and who knows if there's even a need for that at this point. And there's lots of great comments from the community.
Just on that comment, we needed a baseline so we can have a competitive proposal, so everybody can be looking at the same conceptual and seeing what ideas they had. But yeah, public outreach is the biggest factor that we're gonna take into. So,
awesome, Mr. Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Porras, one quick question. Looking back at the map that you showed, you did say it is a public park. Is that street entrance into that parking, though, does Skyborne have a gate planned for that entrance off of Karen? And will there be parking or entrance off of Karen? Because the MSWD well kind of runs, as I saw that along Karen.
correct. Yeah, the first design was on Karen Street, correct.
So there will be
Parking.
entrances and parking off of
Yes.
Karen Street. Have we reached out to MSWD to see if they can shrink their footprint a little bit to give us a little bit more park and just fence off the minimal area that they need?
We have.
That might be something that the consultants.
But we can definitely follow up again.
So, thank you, that's it.
Mr. Pitts.
All right, so this is exciting news, of course, and although this will be a community park, it will be a great addition to District 2. So thank you, thank you all for speaking with us about this.
Wait, who represents District 2?
Well, I wonder who that would be. So thank you again for everyone for coming out and speaking with us tonight regarding the new park here at Skyborne. And you bring up some great ideas. And so the city would like to obviously work with you in developing this park wherever possible. And the question, one of the questions I was going to ask that was also spoken to during the presentation from Danny Porras, as far as the city is not going to leave you behind. We're going to take you with us on this journey to help develop that park.
It did prompt a question by Mr. Delatorre. He asked about the school district land. I thought the school district still owned that. Is that not true?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so we'll look into that. Mr. Voss.
So I'm kind of the planner guy up here at times. You know, with the way home building gets, lots are getting smaller. And as lots get smaller, as they started at 10,000, they went to 65, 7,500 to 55 to 45. And most of the new ones over there are probably 4,500, I best, I'm going to guess. So what we've done is we've taken the play yards out. We've taken the front yards out, you know, where we used to play ball with our family and do these kind of things. And so the parks evolve and change. And again, you know, as I always like to say, you have one shot, let's do it right. And I agree. I think sports complex now have become this bigger mega thing, and these neighborhood parks now have become the new backyard, the new front yard, and the community gathering area as well. And so it's really nice to see we're going to have the community involvement. I'm definitely interested in what goes on with the school district. So you know, when I looked at the map and everything like this and had a chance to talk to a few of the residents that I've actually seen at the gym where I do my office hours at, just a couple of thoughts that I told them I'm sure we're going to have something. I didn't know until we had spoken earlier that we were in fact going to do this, so I will let them know tomorrow if I see them. But, one of it was obviously is the pickleball courts. They would prefer, no one's doing tennis these days. We'd prefer those, remove the ballpark, make it a playground or an open grass area, that kind of thing. Walking trails, areas for exercise, outdoor picnic tables, covered awnings. I don't know if barbecue pits are something that we're doing in parks these days, depending where they're at and what type, but suggested. Trash receptacles, of course, park benches and the like. I do have one simple request. Okay, Danny, and this is going to be a big one, buddy. Big one. Get rid of that name, Karen. Can we do it? Come on, man. That's it.
Mr. Voss does mean nothing bad to anyone named Karen. It's directly at the street, I'm assuming. Ms. Pye, anything?
As you said, the community will have a discussion on this, and what we say right now is not going to happen. Not now, not until the community speaks. But one thing that a person said, and I do think it needs to be heightened, is there are more people moving there, and yes, it's a community park, but security is necessary as well.
Well, I'm excited. Parks have been something I've been talking about for years, and now we're moving towards developing other parks. This is great for us. If no other comments, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we adopt the recommendation of the city manager, negotiate and execute a professional service agreement between the city and David Evans for the park design.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second. Once it comes up on the screen, please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
We have no items pulled from the consent calendar. Do we have any public comments? Anyone that didn't have an opportunity to speak at the beginning of the city council meeting on items not on the agenda? I see nobody coming forth. We're going to close public comments, and before we adjourn, the next city council meeting will be on November 4th. Next planning commission will be on Veterans Day, November 11th. There will be no planning commission on November 11th.
That is correct.
Because that's a holiday.
Correct.
Awesome. Is it rescheduled for any time?
We're looking into that right now, and we'll certainly put out
Check the
notices.
city calendar.
Correct.
Public Safety Commission meets on the 13th. All right. And then the city council meet for a second meeting on November 18th before the holidays. With that, we are adjourned.
1 hour. You thought it'd be a half hour.